Hello, I'm Steve Monkey Mason and welcome to my brand new feature film podcast for Striking Distance, and I'm about to press play now. I'm watching this on DVD. Got this on big box VHS, I've just forgotten I haven't turned it down. Get a copyright claim. Level number 8. Okay, I watched this film 4 nights the other night. 4 times. I put it on. Got a bit of a secret love for this movie. Put it on, fell asleep, woke up, put it back on, fell asleep, woke up, put it back on, fell asleep. Then woke up, I watched this, I watched Benchwarmers 2, I watched Max Payne, and then I watched Sex 40-Year-Old Virgin. Then I got up. The day, just sleep patterns are all over the place in lockdown. This is the one, I haven't recorded one for a while on a solo. That's been released yet. I'm working on the Tremors series. I've done Tremors 4. A couple of weeks ago I've done podcasts with Carl and Paul Ray. I've been doing Branching Out series with Mitch, Matt and Scott. So this is the first time I went solo. I've also been waiting on a couple of deliveries. Now the Columbia TriStar logo is just hitting there. It's quite a long intro before the film starts. As I say, I just thought I'll get a few solo ones in and get them chucked out there for more content. I know a lot of people are asking us to do Ghost Rider 2 because Ghost Rider is literally a runaway podcast. But I might. So this is a Columbia Pictures movie. There's no TriStar there. When I think of Bruce Willis, I don't think Bruce Willis is an 80s star. I know he hit big with Die Hard right bang at the end of the 80s. But the early 90s and going in, the 90s was Bruce Willis's decade, you know. Striking Distance, a little toy cop car going there. I always thought this was a great spin away from Die Hard. I think this and Hostage are two films that, you know, tone Die Hard. I mean, Bruce Willis in the start of the 90s. I mean, I know Look Who's Talking. He was doing stuff with Demi Moore. Yeah, you know, you had Die Hard, two Die Hards, and you sort of had like Bruce Willis is the shit. And then, like 95 with stuff like Fifth Element, Die Out, Avengers, Bruce Willis was the fucking shit. And then, you know, Bruce Willis sort of peaked and then sort of went down. And then the early 90s, he was a bit of the early 2000s, he was a bit of rope-a-dope. And at the moment, he just seems to be taking Paycheck Willis is his name. So this movie came along in 92, 93. It's a good little murder mystery movie. It's quite heavily Tom Atkins is in it. Fucking hell, his name is well low for someone who's the star of the fucking Fog. I've got a cup of coffee here, so it's red hot. It's gonna be too hot to drink. Fucking taser guns. There's the 90s fucking go-to weapon. So yeah, I mean, once you know this movie, you know the twists and turns. But I like movies like this. I'm a sucker for stuff like Last Man Standing and stuff for Bruce Willis. I think he took this one really serious. You know, Die Out was a big hit. You would have got a really good paycheck for this. And it's again, people who became fans of Bruce Willis of the Die Hard, so the action stuff. I think it's kind of, you know, but it's not a borderline action film. If you see the trailer, it's got that classic 90s in a world voice going on there, and it's fucking made out to be Die Hard on water. It definitely isn't. So yeah, the body, drag that body. I like it's got a lot of great practical effects in this movie. I mean, just imagery of that there. It's fucking bleak like. Quite like the score as well. As I say, Bruce Willis. Always like the front cover. You know, Bruce Willis with a gun to the side of his face, Striking Distance. I mean, Bruce Willis's name's bigger than Striking Distance itself. A boat flying across there. Always been at 18. Hasn't seen the light of day on Blu-ray. Its chances are it'll come out just like the likes of anyone who's following Blu-ray release. It's probably going to come out stuff like Passenger 57 or Sudden Death. They come out at quite a high little price. And sit there. I mean, I'm waiting on Hudson Hawk to come in the post. Actually, Hudson Hawk has finally went down at a reasonable price. I think Signature One brought Hudson Hawk out. I love it. I love the commentary. I've done a podcast for that. Again, Hudson Hawk would have been the year before this. And Willis had chucked a lot of money into that. You know, that was a comedy, and it got a lot of backlash because people wanted a bit more Die Hard. So this is probably like one of the safe little bets. He's called Thomas Hardy in this, or Tom Hardy. But yeah, he looks like he does in Die Hard 2, in Hudson Hawk. You know, it's like prime Willis, really. But yeah, it'll probably come out. Saying I got a really cheap Hudson Hawk, but it's probably going to, if it does get a release, it probably will come out on a kind of label that's brought things like sudden death and stuff out, and they come out and they're really expensive, and they've got no additional content. I mean, this hasn't got anything. It's got a trailer, and that's why I like doing commentaries for. I know a lot of people hate my commentaries, a lot of people like my commentaries, a lot of people click on them thinking that it's a fucking free film to watch on YouTube, especially in this lockdown. But I love films. I grew up in films, worked in films. I like sharing my passion for films. I look at stuff and just I look at how it's aged. You know, it's a podcast. You know what I mean? You want to listen to me walking your dog. You want to listen to me like painting your room. You want to listen to me sleeping. Fine. That's, you know what I mean. That's what I'm there for. I'm gonna need a cough, like, because that coffee was too hot. I'll drink water. So talking about the film here, set in Pittsburgh. It's a bit of a backstory. It starts off. Bruce Willis and his dad. His dad doesn't look old enough to be Bruce Willis's dad. I'm just going to point that out, but there we go. Let's get the radio going on there. So obviously there is a serial killer out there and stuff like that. So, but there's a policeman's ball or something going on, I believe. Reminds me a bit of Copland as well, especially this bit. The old school, like, stick the that's class to do that. Brilliant 90s. Again, 90s, you look at Last Action Hero. It's that kind of era. Last Boy Scout, sorry, my apologies. Fucking check that out, man. Flying along. Fucking hell, crank that up a bit. It's fucking well over the top. I mean, you got your siren on to begin with, you know what I mean? I actually drove for the first time a couple of days ago for about a month. Got to the end of the street and I just should have pumped my brakes. The Mini's been sitting there for a while, so. Get that sax on there. So again, it's just coming out of the 80s. It's a side of the 90s coming into it, but it's still, you know, it's a rich picture. It's, you see the couple there just wearing the salmon shorts and white tops and stuff, so it's still got some of that. Ooh, that guy nearly fucking ran over, didn't he? So there we go, got a masked guy at the start there. Tunnel chase. Fuck me, that's a narrow tunnel, isn't it? Jesus. I think the first time I put this on the other night, I was asleep by this point. See, I love like revisiting these movies as a podcast, like, and just analyse them a bit. I am going to try and watch the two Tremors over the next couple of days because I don't want to go and watch the Tremors blind. I want to try and find my love for the film. I've already seen the seventh. Fuck me, that's a big explosion. I've only seen the sixth one once when it came out. I was quite disappointed, but I'm going to revisit that. So, say the podcast for the Tremors have been held back for because of tie-in with the New Zealand show. Episode 11 was finished last night. It's 15 episodes, so there's only 4 episodes left to do. So. Shouldn't be too long. I love it. Look at the scale though. You know, you got some really nice shots there. You got a good old police chase. All these cars look the same. It's like fucking rectangles with wheels. Ah, man. To be honest with you, I think I've watched all these Van Damme films. I've been watching Van Damme films. I'm 48 in the last 4 weeks. And you just see it there. They will just all be done in Bulgaria now. And look at the wheel fucking trim come off there and hit that car to class. But obviously this has all been shot in America, you can tell. You know, it's a big budget movie. It's Bruce Willis. It's completely locking down streets there. Fucking loads of extras. I mean, then as well, you would see like films like this coming out and Bruce Willis striking distance in magazines. You didn't have the internet and stuff like that, so. So it's a guy. I mean, I've done a review rant random for this. It's all been filmed that, but I just love him and the actor who's just appeared there, who's in Snatch. Again, very cleverly hidden. Fucking stick drive, not stick drive. I know. Look at the little fucking little guns there. Yeah, I was definitely asleep by this point. Fucking what a stunt that is, man. Quite a realistic escape, you know, drive over there, crash up some cars, get some low camera angles. You see, I did, was watching, which one was it the other day? Knock Off of Van Damme, when the car goes out the window, hits these bottles, flips over, lands, and keeps on going. It's like, well, that's an impressive stunt, but it's far from fucking realistic. Jesus. I mean, even that stunt there, going around the corner, the glass going everywhere. I mean, it's pretty. Fucking hell. I mean, you know, it's the fucking 80s and 90s when that goes down. I mean, look at that as a stunts, man. Everyone's going up and down the fucking hills. Like, but then showing like low camera angles going over it and stuff like that. It's fucking class. I really do enjoy this film. I don't fucking know who's directed it, actually. Rodney Harrington. Can't say I recognise his name. In every cop's life, there's a fine line between loyalty and honour. So again, this is the this is the still in the pre-story as well. It's a trash everything. Let's see. Bruce Willis is convinced that it's a cop who's doing these killers. What the fuck? Oh, didn't realise I had 2 cups. One's empty. Big ass stunt there. You can see the piston fly out of that thing there. Oof. Gotta give it props though. They're real fucking, probably real stunt guys and real cars there, but. And then the mystery begins. Bruce Willis beaten and bloodied. He's down as dead. But again, going back to the whole generations and cops, you know, there's like see the hooker fall out the car there. The hooker, sorry, my apologies. The victim out the back of the car. The grandfathers are cops, the dads are cops, the kids are cops. There's a run to a Tom Sizemore who's off there. One of the podcasts I really was wanting to do, and I was looking to actually dig it out, and I need to have another look for it. The Relic. I know I've done a baboonry for The Relic. I just feel like I want to watch that film again for a podcast. The actor here from Blade Runner really delivers a good performance here. But it's good though, he's an absolute, you know what I mean, he stands for what he believes in from what he knows, and then sort of at the end of it shows you that he's not a bad person. I think that's just a nice little subtle approach to it. Let's have a court scene. Do 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 do. There you go, speed up the story. He's the guy who killed your father, just bringing him past as you go into the court. So yeah. Looks like he's got his hair proper slicked back. I mean, Willis's hair, you know, I mean, he sort of, there's Tom Sizemore there. Bruce Willis's hair, I mean, he kept it longer than I did, Jesus, but he sort of had this, then he went down to bleached blonde for The Fifth Element, multiples in the Jackal, which is another great film from the 90s with Willis. I love the soundtrack of that. And then 12 Monkeys, he went and shaved his head. But I guess if an actor shaves his head, it's great for just putting hairpieces on, you know what I mean? Just checking the courtroom. If you haven't checked out the podcast for Ghostbusters 2, I mean, Paul Ray, the realisation that there was a midget in the courtroom just nearly killed us. Them some fucking bitch ass crutches, them, like. Oh, she looks absolutely evil. She looks like the mother from The Frighteners. Let's get another look at her. Let's get another look. Not going to give us one, is it? Nah, it's not. Zooms into a chair. So this actor here on the bridge, he is in a Razor, Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, and I believe died not long after that. So let's have an early entry into IMDb. It's Jack Nicholson's birthday too. Striking Distance. Yeah, Bruce Willis is definitely someone who could have a good, the bad, and the what the fucks, but Brian James is the guy from Blade Runner. Robert Pasolini, yeah, he died at 49 in 2004. Known for Erasure, Beverly Hills Cop 2, Dances with the Wolves, Be Cool. So yeah, I just knew he had passed away. Let's have a look at the judge. Mike Hodge. The judge, I mean, she's got to be on IMDb, I mean. So I'll go to The Frighteners. I just want to find out if it was her. Bruce Willis here looks like he's out of The Jacket. He looks like he's from Last Boy Scout. It's a nice fall off the bridge, that, like. Tom Sizemore, from what I understand, is banned from working outside of America. Let's have a look. Fucking hell, everyone on the fucking Frighteners hasn't got a fucking profile picture. Right, so if anyone wants to try and help us out with that one, so it's 2 years later. The judge just looked like the mother from There's the cat. So let's have a look at a bit of trivia. There's a lot of goofs on this movie on IMDb. My cat once woke us up sitting on us like that. That's what he needs, gone on a diet. One of the appearances in 2004 on the record of Bob Coates, Bruce Willis apologised to the movie-going public for this film, says it sucked. So Bruce Willis isn't a fan of the movie. Oh. The movie was filmed in 13 weeks of the summer of 1992 in Pittsburgh. The working title was Three Rivers. It was a board at the start of that. Scheduled for release in May 2003, but after the original cut was shown to test audiences that hated it, extensive reshooting was done in Los Angeles. Story changes, removals of some plot points were done to try and make the movie better because of it. The release came out in September. So it's got a bit of a history of being a bit. Striking Distance ended up being a box office failure, earning only $24 million of the budget of $30 million. Originally, the lead role was to be played by Ed Harris. It had then been rewritten for Robert De Niro and then finally Bruce Willis. Following the negative test screenings, reshoots and re-edits were made. The film focused more on the action, plus a new ending was also filmed because the test audience hated the original. Again, so if a company would come along, like 88 Films or even Arrow, you could pick that up. It looks like there is alternative endings, alternative cuts. Theoretical trailers shows a lot of deleted, extended alternative scenes, probably ones who decided to be cut from change for the bad testing screen of the original cut. There was also a lot of promotional stills which showed several like Tom and Joe pulling some man out of the water while a group of people were watching. The shotgun Tom Hardy uses is a Mossberg 500 Marine, one of the many troubled projects during the time Sony Pictures were run by John Peters. Fuck me, there's a lot. Excuse me. The guy goes flying off the back of the boat. Co-star Robert Pasquale accidentally blurred out a big plot point twist during an appearance on Late Night David Letterman long before the film was released. The final underwater scene, the crew members flipped, is clearly visible a couple of seconds behind Jimmy on the right. I'll look out for that. So yeah, there's quite a lot. During the final fight scene, that's what I've just fucking read. The opening chase scene, the cop killer stops short of the police roadblock. The driver's side hubcap flies off. I spotted that one, right. So I'll keep my eye out for fatal errors and stuff like that. That was the IMDb. Bruce Willis hated it. So what did Bruce Willis make before and after? That's a good question. Now, I was just wondering later on that girl on the radio there, is she the girl in the river outside his house and he's had an affair with? I think that maybe is a plot point completely cut. Because I'm sure that's who's outside his house. So let's have a look at Mr. Bruce Willis. Paycheck Willis. Got a body in the river there. This IMDb picture of Bruce Willis, man. It needs sorting. 128 movies. Fuck me, man. He just makes some quick films now, though, but... So, let's have a look. Right, here we go. We're in the 90s, early 90s. So... He'd done Die Hard, was still working on Moonlighting. He did Look Who's Talking, In the Country, Bonfire on Vienna's, Look Who's Talking 2, Die Hard 2, Last Boy Scout, Mortal Thoughts, that's the one with Debbie Moore. It's quite rare to see that one. Then Hudson Hawk, Billy Bathgate, never heard of that. The Player, Death Becomes Her, that was really popular. So Death Becomes Her was the year before. He did Striking Distance, made a quick appearance in Loaded Weapon 1, and then Pulp Fiction. Then North. So, then Colour of a Night. The movie known for Bruce Willis's penis floating past in a pool scene. It's like brilliant. So, he's working on the river raft now. He's just picked the body up off the floor. Danny's back from California. Danny's went off the radars, got a bit drunk. Paul Ray wants to do First Blood. I was going to do First Blood. I started doing a bit of research on First Blood. And then Paul Ray was like, I want to do it. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to catch up with Paul Ray. There's a lot going on. So we are going to do the Turtles. But Police Academy's been being mentioned. I was getting that 7 fucking podcasts. But we are going to try and do a triple one with Paul and Carl at some point. But again... trying to keep content going for the channel, just ranting away. Excuse me. There's Mr. Blade Runner guy again, Mr. James. Bruce Willis looks like you're about to fucking laugh going over there. I did watch Expendables 2 the other day, and I think Bruce Willis and Schwarzenegger are absolutely golden in that fucking fight scene in the airport. He knows what it is. I love it how she signed it to him. Just that little bit extra. Pan up and she just happens to be on the telly at the same time. But again, he's got that like sort of, oh dear. But it depends, like, I'd be interested to know, we're saying that, it's like if they did reissue it, like, then would someone do a commentary on it? Someone explain where the cuts were, what the changes are. Oliver Harper's really good for diving into this kind of era as a movie and analysing it and sort of, you know, getting to the bottom of what happened. But as Tommy makes a creepy reveal. Tom Sizemore was on the rise. I mean, The Relic was not long after this, a couple of years. He'd been in True Romance. It's just has a reputation of being a bit of a crazy man. I mean, I wish I could have a boathouse. I mean, it doesn't really simulate that the water's, you know, water and all that, but like the idea of just a room with everything you need in it, it's fine. The Simpsons. Simpsons peak times. I was trying to work out that what was behind Tom Sizemore there. It's like, it looks like the car from the start of the movie, but it almost looks like the Die Hard trilogy video game box. It's blurred, but even though he says he hated this movie, I don't think he's really dialed in his performance too much. There's quite a startling bit of Sarah Jessica Parker when he's just standing and the camera pans to her and he's like and it's just that look. I think that's why I enjoy Jackal so much, because he's just a fucking badass. Even though like when I seen the original years later, Day of the Jackal, after knowing the Jackal quite well, and you think, fuck me, it's like shot for shot remake almost. There's some different plot stuff, especially like Richard Gere and all that, but like fucking hell. But yep, still got this on big box VHS. It's part of 2020 Vision, which I generally was thinking about making a collection of 2020 Vision, because I've got a lot of big box VHSs lying around. Like 2020 Vision brought out stuff like Pump Up the Volume, Kickboxer 3 and stuff like that. So even then, thinking about that, if you're just thinking about like Pump Up the Volumes that you fell off the radar, and stuff like Kickboxer 3, not your go-to titles, but like 2020 Vision was sort of like it's probably one of their biggest releases, but again it probably showed you that it wasn't successful as it was going to be, you know what I mean? Get a hug. And Bruce Willis had his revival really as well after the 2000 stuff like Armageddon, Sixth Sense and all that, but it just seems to work. I mean, if you did that now, it would be fucking green screen. So, yeah, is there a relationship going on there with her? I mean, I might be wrong. It might not be her he pulls out the river later on, but again, she's showing them. Yeah, just a past thing. So Jessica Parker. This is probably the only film I thought she's really hot in. I've never really followed much Sex and the City. T. Hardy. He's got that little curly hair. That's what I was on about in the court case before when he was coming in. He had his hair proper like Seagal slicked back, probably to hide the fact that how long his hair was. I mean, he could have just let him grow a fucking beard and film the opening scene first. He's letting her know, careful, he might have you off the river. Gives a good hold. So the plot twist that he's under investigation by her. They have a bit of romance. Did the film need it? Maybe it's not. You know, but I mean, if you didn't think you were going to get pulled over fucking speeding like that, I mean, fucking hell. Pull over! Just stop in the middle. That is pretty cool shot there, looking through the lakes. There's fucking lakes, man. They're fucking tree. Again, if you think about that guy sitting on the board out there, right? You want to be an extra in a movie? Yep, right, you're going to have to sit in that board. He probably had to piss himself, like. See, they're sitting in the bikinis and stuff. It doesn't, I mean, it's a grey sky. I mean, it doesn't look like it's a fucking. I would understand it was Florida or something like that, but. Excuse me. Johnny Walker. I've still got every Christmas some form of my family buys cracking rum, because when I lived with Michael Galley, we used to have a cracking rum and coke nights, and it's one of those drinks you like to drink, and there's like 2 bottles been knocking around for ages. I actually gave one to Mitch a few weeks back before lockdown. He's like cracking. He's like, aye, there you go, have it. I was not a big spirit drinker. Just looks dodgy, doesn't he? Hiya. Police River Rescue, Pittsburgh. See, I've watched a lot of Van Damme films last week, and a lot of them have been Bulgarian, Romanian productions made to look like America. So when you see a film like this and you look at it and you go, right, I mean, at the time it's Bruce Willis, we're going to take over Pittsburgh, make this movie. It's like, the city would have just opened the gates for him. Like, what do you need? Like, we need to shut down this bridge so we can get this big crane shot going where they're going underneath in the boat, and, you know, it's pretty cool. So, what, 8 gauge shotgun, and there's 2 bullets in it. See, this is where as well there's a line coming up here. I think, well, what are you going for here? Let's keep land shark, and he fucking hits him in the face with a gun. That's enough. I mean, them bullets would have definitely been wet. Like, it's here. Land shark. Like, smack. Like, the film was being serious. Like, that, if you just cut that out, it would have kept the film a little bit more serious. Like, stupid little joke like that. But again, it's a transition from the 80s, isn't it? You know. I think no, Willis though. I mean, he is quite diverse. I mean, he has made some probably stinkers in the last couple of years, but like, you know, I don't think he. Listen, knock that little squeal there. May take paychecks, but like when he's seriously in a production, he doesn't like just turn up and half-arse it. Like, I know Kevin Smith normally butchers him for being hard to work with, but I love how he stole his hat. Why would you steal his hat like that? I mean, I love it how they've cast them want to be like hijacker terrorists. Boom. Fucking. He's got to move that fucking uppercut with a fucking shotgun. See, where's he got that gun from? Will that gun not be wet too? I mean, if he had that gun, why? See, again, why take the shotgun with 2 shots if he's got his Beretta in his hand, his pocket? How do you look out? Not behind you. Oof. There you go, River Rescue. Looks quite a nice building, that. See, again, here doing that, you know, gets trustworthy. Got a lovely physique, like. Again, they're all like wearing shorts and stuff. It's not exactly sunny. So we get a bit of a backstory here. So here's a girl, and you're going to see her unfortunately meet her demise, but so it does look like the film was interesting about showing just a little bit, but I'm sure this is the only one we get a backstory of. Talk about shitting yourself. Been burning a lot of wood in the garden lately. Took down the shed and, you know, and done some landscaping and stuff. And I went out to check the fire. You know, she got a wood burner and stuff like that. My next door neighbour, who's from California, was standing out in the fucking darkness, and they were like watching the meteor shower. I fucking shit myself. I generally like that's the biggest shock I've had in a while. Like, now I fell asleep last night watching the X-Files. And I love that little bit there where you can see his feet underneath the carpet, and then it cuts to another shot, and he's just like, did he just duck down? I was watching the X-Files last night when when he gets stuck in the room with the vending machine. Again, you go to weapon of the 90s, taser gun. Little Red Riding Hood song. So again, it's like, you know, the serial killer's after him, and I really like that side of the story. Fucking cop car again. But you know, again, it's as I say, the reshoots wanted more action. You know, sometimes movies need time to mature, find their audience. Like, I mean, it's not like known well that Blade Runner and The Thing were both fucking flops because of E.T. being the most successful movie of the fucking early 80s. And it took like, even like Big Trouble in Little China, it took time for the films to find their audience, you know, for the love of VHS and then obviously television, late night viewing. But I think now with some of the problems about finding movies like this, you know, and like everyone's like complain that they're not putting enough content on Netflix and stuff like that or whatever. But you go on Netflix and you get a picture and that's it. You know, like, oh, who's not? Like, it doesn't matter if you got, like, I mean, going back to the other night when I was watching this, I watched Benchwarmers 2, and you know, Benchwarmers is a Happy Madison movie. The original had Rob Schneider in it, David Spade, Napoleon Dynamite, John Lovitz. You know, it's one of them low budget but like quite big budget, like structurally well made movies. And I put the second one on and I generally laughed out loud loads. I thought, you know, it was a little low budget, but you know what, they had a lot of fun doing it. And Sky Movies, what I watched it on, had half a star. And I was like, oh, like, why put a movie on there and give it half a star? You know what I mean? Like, people are going to like skip past it. Especially like that movie's probably not going to see the light of day of a physical retail. Do you know what I mean? He's not a very good detective there. He can't even kick a fucking door shut properly. Yeah, as I say, I watched this. I watched Max Payne. First time I seen it on Blu-ray. It's fucking weird, that film. Visually looks stunning in some of it, like some of the sluts and stuff. And the girl who gets murdered in the alleyway, she is absolutely beautiful. And then just 40-Year-Old Virgin. Well, that film's got some amazing cast. There's definitely a lot of roots when you think about where the likes of Paul Rudd and Seth Rogen and all these went on to be. As I say, I just went to bed one night, just kept fucking playing and playing and playing. I mean, it looks good. It looks really good. I mean, I watched Expendables 2 the other night on the same screen, and it was looking grainy. This just looks nice. I think it's a nice coloured movie. I mean, there's a couple of the Van Dammes I watched. I think, what was it? Assassination Games. Like, that movie starts. The first scene of that movie, you want to check that movie out, you're like, oh, what? And it's like sort of this really like drained lime colour, and it just looks horrible, and you think, why didn't you reshoot that? You know what I mean? Once a film's out there, it's out there. There's a lot you can do in editing. I don't think she's delivering that performance very well. I mean, look at that shot though. That just fucking screams 90s. That sunset. I mean, it's fucking gorgeous, that. But if you did that now, fucking CGI. So he goes off here to hunt down the guy from the original case. Leave her there. She sometimes hunts him down. Ages. Oh, last night I was actually laughing my head off, and I was it's a bit where Mulder is out in the alleyway and he's pissing on the Independence Day poster. I thought that was absolutely brilliant, considering they're both 20th Century Fox movies as well. So I'm always on the look when people are out and about in places like that, catching the odd movie poster. Jack in the background, there he is. Go on, Willis, get him. Bruce Willis at his best there, like when he's fucking rage. He's watching the boat there. Then Neil from The Young Ones just runs off. What's everyone wearing white socks? I mean, get his white socks on the go. See, she's fucking on form there though. Nice lighting on that, just the reflection off the water and stuff as well. He's got a fucking such an evil look, like. There you go, another body in the water. There's the girl we've seen before, who got zapped and shot. Excuse me. See, look at this. Love it. Underwater shot, pans up across the water, boat coming in. Class. Ducky paddle out there. And the reveal. He knows her, but we don't know that he knows her yet. We know that he knows the other one, but now we now know that he knows her. That coroner's way too happy. I'm in a movie. All you gotta do is walk down the hill. I'm in a movie. I love that. I love like all the cars like flashing and stuff and that on. I'm very intrigued after reading IMDb what the additional sub stories and what they added. I mean, they keep the runtime. I mean, how long is this? It's not a very long movie. An hour 37 you're in for. I mean, Columbia TriStar, I mean, they have started releasing 4K, so just a flip cover. Don't size my back. Check the TV camera in the background. This one reminds us of Copland, you know, as well. Just a kind of family, kind of group thing going on. Says it so loud, there you go. Again, I love that. Guess who used to fuck? He tells her, she hears it, pans across to him, lighting the cigarette, just that look, and that's all you need. And, you know, I like that. And Sarah Jessica Parker's in Flight the Navigator, isn't she? I keep like, I get comments all the time on the podcasts, and I'll be like, yeah, and it's great like when people like send nice comments out. I do get some fucking horrible weird ones like asking, all right, you've got your 20 minutes on a computer for the day. It's fine, mate. Calm down. Go back to your little cell. Okay. But like, I keep getting these comments on these podcasts, and I'm like, oh yeah, I've done a podcast for that. I think that's the whole reason they're using the dictaphone is the opening credits and stuff like that. Put it in there, douche recorded, gone, out there. But as I say, I do these because I like sharing my love for films. I'm not here to be, you know, like, just expression, you know what I mean, all positive way, in a good way, you know. Come here. I want to word with you. One of the podcasts me and Paul Ray had talked about doing was Waterworld. I was like, fuck me, dude. I mean, I love Waterworld. But I would have to literally any movies that's got the comedy. I feel like I must give the comedy a listen to before, just so I can share some facts and rather rambling on about fucking crack and rum and stuff. But like I'm saying, I feel like I've got to watch the comedy and the little extras just so put it in there. But I like doing the obscure shit. I know like some of the more popular ones like the Ghost Rider ones and Anaconda's been doing really well. But I like doing the ones I like to do. I'm not going to sit there and watch fucking The Godfathers, because I don't even own The Godfathers, you know what I mean? I'm not like taking requests, but I do own Ghost Rider 2, which people have said, why don't you do the second one? I'm like, well, you know, I don't think I can take Christopher Lambert serious as a bald-headed, budded monk. Smoking man as well. He's gonna smoke a cigarette as well. He's a great actor, guy from Snatch. He's great at playing that down, fucking beat out guy, and it's very similar to Last Boy Scout. God damn it, motherfucker! How does everyone know this shit? This was kind of like briefly remade with Christian Slater. The River Murders, maybe. Ray Liotta, isn't it? Because he all his ex-girlfriends start getting, I fucking called The River Murders. Let's have a look at that. Let's have a look. River Murders. Murders. Midsummer Murders. The River Murders, 2011. Christian Slater, Ray Liotta. While investigating a series of murders, a homicide detective becomes the prime suspect when the FBI uncover his close personal ties with all the victims. Yep, sounds like the fucking... And I was going to check the director of this, wasn't I? See if he went on to anything else as we get to... We discover Sarah Jessica Parker as a kid. And this actor here, he's absolutely brilliant in this kind of role. He is in The Mist. He can deliver some very serious... he's been in a lot of movies. So he directed Roadhouse, so that really shows you that he would have got quite a good budget for this. Bruce Willis would have been attracted. He also directed Repo Man. Repo Man has had its special edition Criterion maybes or Eureka. The Stick Up, James Spader. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Okay, we're just looking for the movies, not the weird ones. Eyewitness, Mayor of the Crows, Gladiator. He's still alive. He's only directed 11 movies, man. Bluesman, Invisible Bob, Bobby Jones. He hasn't done anything for a while, so he had worked on this and then didn't work again as a director until 1998, where he reunited with Cuba Gooding Jr. in Murder of the Crows. Jack's Back starred James Spader, hence why he's teamed back up with James Spader in The Stick Up, and he was also the following year in a movie called Eyewitness. It seems to be off the radar a bit, really, so... He wrote this movie as well. It's written by... I always like movies that are written and directed by directors, but I also like to know if they've had a bit of a devil in editing it. Editing is something that I love doing. But it kind of like different scenes, different takes. The editors really like just gets fed and got the script to follow and stuff like that. Get a shot in, get a shot there. That It can just take someone to come along. Especially, I mean, a lot of times I've worked with bands and you send the video off and you get your production notes back, and you know, can you send us the raw takes of this, raw takes of that? What about putting that in there and this and there and all that? It's, you know, when someone can like sort of, someone who takes on the whole writing and directing stuff, you know that you're going to get the best of them. But again, I'm saying that from my point of view as a filmmaker. I've sat where I'm sitting right now with the one and only Matty Connor, and we've went over some of the music videos we've worked on, and Matt's saying, well, why don't we try this? And I'll be like, why not? But then I'll be like, right, Matt will go, why don't you just zoom into my face in black and white? And I'll be like, what the fuck, man, the whole video is in colour and you want to do a pan and scan fucking zoom shot on your face. That guy there is the guy who gets bottled in Hudson Hawk. He gets the bottle smacked across his head. But yeah. Again, just differences of opinions and stuff. Big policeman ball. Kind of want to watch Snatch after seeing this, just to watch Boris. Lady in Red. You notice how no one else had red on. Sorry you can hear rustling. I've grown quite a big beard in this lockdown. You can hear it. I've got a fetish, I don't want to cut it off. Oh, she's got a bit of, oh, fucking hell. Fuck, Jesus, she's loud and proud, fucking hell. Bright yellow and fucking bright orange in one go, wow. Jesus. Looks like fucking Brian Cranston, that. Jesus. Where's Matt and Jeff? Oh yeah, it's got, there's Tom Atkins there. Be careful with him, man, he's a proper sex pest. Have you seen The Fog? See all the women, she's in bright pink, there was a woman in bright purple behind her. And shit, man, Tom Atkins looks old there, and he was doing some of the conventions last year. In this movie, scary enough, going to be 30-year-old. Oh. This reminds you of Inner Space. Is it Inner Space when he has the big drunken thing off? Or is it Backdraft? Have that. Fucking fireworks going on in the background and that as well. Imagine that, man. Like, again, that shows you how much budget they had, right, Tom? Like, get on top of that table, start fucking wrecking stuff, and have fireworks go off in the background in the sky. Again, all about the actor from Blade Runner. Again, I just like the character, how he's a complete, like, fuck you, get away from me, as, you know, fuck that, and by the end of it, he's just like, sorry, I was wrong. Going back to, like, everything in one room, it's just like, he hasn't really got a, just gets naked. Jesus Christ, man, look at her in that dress. She tips it down the sink, doesn't she? She's got a lot on that board. Oh, Jim Beam as well. Rage, that is Bruce Willis. fair play. I mean, as where the characters are going. I mean, we know she's undercover and all that, but the idea of like he's come back to her, he's got her there, and like she's obviously interested, and she tips his beer down the beer, and he's like, "Motherfucker, get out!" I mean, he just completely. If she leaves, he's lost. He's lost his alcohol, and he's lost his girl for the night. So it's the next morning after all this. It's that startling scene. And he's just standing there, and it's a very eerie expression by Willis. Make a move. Ferris Bueller's watching mine. Be careful. Debbie's watching too. Oh, tiptoe back. See, I can't see Robert De Niro in this, and I can't see Ed Harris. And whoa, we've got a bit of a sexy scene going on here. '90s, this era, I think, especially after 9.5 Weeks, was quite a big hit. Making these sex scenes, but making them. You had all stuff like Wanting Fair Game and stuff like that. The Specialist, it was kind of like actors were like trying to get into the sex scenes just because sex sells, it always will do, you know what I mean? But like being like what Jamie Kennedy goes on about in Scream, it's just like knowing when Jamie Lee Curtis goes topless for the first time after being a Scream queen. She gives it all up in the Trading Places in a comedy, but again, it's actors get good paychecks for them, especially if it's the first time they've done it or they have a popularity. I mean, look at Demi Moore, who was Striptease a couple of years after that. I mean, she would have got an amazing paycheck, but she was really trying to push it. I mean, G.I. Joe was a couple of years later. So we've got another body yet? Oh yeah, we've got the Red Rooster. Fucking men shot coming up here when he fucking fires the flare gun. Bum 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 bum. 20-4. So it's an hour and 2 minutes in. So there's 35 minutes after this podcast. It did skip back a couple of seconds if anyone is watching this in real time with me. Hopefully not. Well, you might do. But no, as I say, I enjoyed this enough to like. I feel like doing review rant randoms for all the movies. For me, who likes buying stuff, anyone watching this, I like to collect a lot of things, but like just revisiting stuff sometimes, you know, like you get to rediscover and you might understand the film, especially if you haven't seen a film for maybe 10 years, and you might be able to relate to that person now, or like, you know, the situation, or you might go, fucking hell, you might find a love for another movie and go, fucking hell, this film's borrowed from that, and it's always worth rediscovering your collection, like, especially like what I'm doing now, you know. I've had it for fucking years on VHS. It's been sitting around on DVD for fucking years. And then not a commentary out, not a review right roundabout. This fucking shot coming up here. The first, you can't hit him for shit with a Beretta. Well, that was it's a broken. That's when he gets the flare gun. This next one's fucking class shot. Now if it was now, it will all be in CGI, but look at that. Perfect. So it's obviously the killer. They run off and then they're obviously like, oh, it's a fucking carpet. Well, where's the guy in the car gone? I mean, if you were just driving along and someone fucking blew up your car, you'd be like, well, alright, fair enough, I dumped a carpet, but now I don't have a car. Like, why did you blow my car up? He's like, whoops. Again, oh, look at that shot, just peering down off the bridge and that, it's fucking class. It's weird that the director's only done 11 movies, but... He totally channels David Spade, him. Boom, boom, boom. Ching, ching, ching. So they had a bit of another sexy time. Scene in the bedroom. I mean, you would probably try and trim your armpit hair a little bit, but no. Not Bruce Willis. Not the Willis. Posting some content. And there goes the VHS. Let's see the DVD. Oh, it's slowing down a bit here, but it's getting it's laying a little bit thick for the betrayal coming. Which is a internal affair agent. She's got a kid. Stripey fucking bed. Cordless phone, radio, pack of cigarettes, lamp, watch, ashtray. I tell you what, for all the years I smoked, I mean, quit smoking like 4 years, coming up 5 now. Smoking in like bed, I was like, I remember doing it once and just never again. Like, oh, it's amazing. I remember Matt borrowing my coat to go out in the pub one night. And I said, yeah, you know, didn't even fucking think about it, and came back and I was just like, oh, straight in the washer. Alright, this is the scene I was on about. So, fucking hell, her hair is really straight for being bobbed up all night on work. Sharpie pen. Michelle, mugshot of Hessler. Discovery that he knows the girls, and it's when it reveals he's standing there. It's just that look. There you go. That could be Bruce Willis and that girl in the original Die Hard 2. Let's keep rubs his finger. There you go. That look is fucking really creepy. Really creepy. Oh, she's taking it like, she's got a kid, she's trying to do well for a job, and then the guy, the partner she's meant to be investigating, like she's falling for him, and then the dark side of everyone he's ever loved or been with is getting fucking murdered. It's like, right. Welcome to the 90s scripts. I mean, it does work with it being a girl and a boy, but could have been a partner. Maybe it was a partner thing. I mean, it could twist if Tom Sizemore was maybe playing that role and there wasn't a personal relationship. I don't know. It's just trying to work out how they could have changed it or where it was originally going. Yeah, the movie, what was the one I did the other day? Until Death, Van Damme. And I was reading up on IMDb and that, look how he's got the English Bobby fucking helmet on his screen behind him. But I was reading about that, and there was 3 different edits of the movie, and I read about it, and they said there's a downbeat bleak ending, there's a good ending, then there's a random ending, and one of them was done by Van Damme in America, and one of them was done by the director, and then one of them was done by the distribution company. And I'm guessing I got like the director's cut, because obviously the character gets killed. Obviously Van Damme's, he would have not died, and then distribution company would have kept it shorter. Fucking big ass building, that like. Courtroom drama. So that's 2 different courtrooms. There we go. Quite a nice reveal. But she doesn't cave. They say he's a good actor. He's playing her the prosecutor here. He's just that kind of attitude. No, don't fuck with me. I mean, doing this court case there, we had a couple of bodies. I mean, it all seems to happen in a couple of weeks, so it's quite a rush kind of thing. Look at the deco of that man of the courtroom, just like, right, what kind of wallpaper you want? Wood. It's like, what? Like, fucking hell. Oh, she's falling for him. He's like, what are you doing to us? That's not what you told me. Absolutely burn them. That's quite a mental act. It was in a court case, but there we go. Straight out the court, have a cigarette in the hallway. Them days are long gone. Her eyes are watering just because he's blew smoke right in her face. Because I love you. I'm falling for you. He's got quite long hair on this, like, well, it's definitely. Again, give him credit though, he looks a lot different than he did in that opening scene when he's with his dad. As I say, it was filmed quite quickly as well, so. She get kidnapped this quickly? She does. I mean, we are literally going to be definitely going in the last quarter of the movie now. Check out her apartment. No, bright light on my face. Oh yeah, the light bulb's out. The lights are out. She gets zapped, doesn't she? Bzzzt. Check out that fucking typewriter. Get your suitcase out. Pack that suitcase. He's in the cupboard, isn't he? Zaps her. It's pretty cool how you don't see the attacker coming out there. And then bzzzt. Oh yes, the blood on the bed, isn't it? So yeah, we are at the end, going in the last section of the movie, so cool. I'm trying to multitask. Going to start trying to do the artwork for this podcast straight away. It's 22nd of April, so I want to have it out maybe tomorrow, 23rd, but pretty much as soon as it's ready. It's a good one. Cat runs across the bloody feet, of course it does. But again, start of the movie when the cat's on him in the bed, looks like the cat's got a. I mean, my cat hardly ever comes near us unless one's fed. I think I've probably woke up too many times with just on my chest and like not being able to breathe. If you ever see video footage of my cat Milo, he's like Garfield. So he's going to get framed. I don't like the artwork that's brought up on face the internet for this. Yeah. Oh, there's a bitch in a cover one for it, like, definitely. Let's see a picture. So let's have a look at this body in here, because is this the who is it? Who is it? That's definitely her. That's definitely her from the on the phone and the radio. So as I'm searching for the artwork for what's down the side when I'm talking, a lot of the artwork's different. It's Bruce Willis looking dead at the camera with a gun pointed at striking distance, or there's a one where he's got that red hat on holding the gun. It doesn't have what I'm looking for, which is the side face of Bruce Willis holding the gun. Hopefully I can track it down. Oh, I don't like them. Don't know why it's got a different poster. Oh, there. Start collecting a few. Might have a good cover, might have a bad one. Looks like someone's selling a quad poster. So yep, going back to the cabin, he's really clicked that it could be his fucking crazy cousin. Or it could be, see again the red herring is setting it up that it's Tom Sizemore because he's been missing, he comes back, the murder's come back. Danny, his brother. And he gets the shot as well, and zap. Yeah, I'm not liking these posters. I think it's safe to say I have one, like, but time will tell on that. I'm just going to go on eBay, see if there's a quad poster of striking distance. See what's on eBay. So the reveal, there he is, his cousin's back. Great casting, I think, between him and the lieutenant guy from Snatch. You could relate that they could be old family. Striking distance. Wow. Striking distance on Blu-ray is £50 free postage, but it's just got that shitty cover I've just been telling you about. There's a new artwork one where Sarah Jessica Parker's name's been added on the side. It's had a Blu-ray release in America. It was quite expensive on DVD, like VHS. £8 for the VHS, £20 for the Laserdisc. That cover of the Red Hot. Who's the best cop? Jimmy was the best cop. So there is a quad poster for about tenner. Quite like that. Kind of bent that one, like. So there's one which dead creased for £10. Well, there's one for £12.25 and free postage, and it looks perfect. I'm just going to have a look at the descriptions. 4-inch mounters, top right. Cinema poster, striking distance, original quad poster, movie size. Add the basket. Oh, Brittany, £12. You're a very bad boy, Tommy. So again, the resale value of this, though, changing the cover, giving it a more Bruce Willis and Sarah Jessica Parker being added to the cover in picture and name above the title for definitely for a success on Sex and the City works. I mean, check this shot out, man. It's low looking up, spinning around. This guy really delivers this as well. That turns up. Boosh. Put the gun down, Jimmy. Put the gun down. He was sort of killed. So here we go. Flashback. Car's over the there. Car rolls. I like that noise. Like the Predator. So here's the realisation that he discovers that it's his son who's the killer, crawling out the car. Although when you see him in the car earlier on in the chase and all that, at no point does it really look like he's wearing a massive red hoodie, like, but there we go. There you go. I've just bought the fucking quad poster for this fucking podcast, man. I'm trying to think which quad posters I've got. I've got a Cuffs quad poster, which I'm happy with. Ski Patrol. Don't shoot. Some shot there. Just got the Gremlins, the new Gremlins poster. I believe Highlander Freeze of Britney's, but that was originally from my dad. But no, I'd be happy with a Striking Distance poster. I was fucking good at, when I was in Scotland, and someone outbid us by a penny on Troll Hunter poster, but it was signed by the director. Fucking snipers. Again though, he's delivering a good performance there. He's about to murder his own son. He knows it is, and you believe him. I don't believe the fucking art decorator behind it where fucking looks like a bunny rabbit with fucking deer horns and a fucking fish just slapped to the wall next to each other. He did fall the wrong way there. He sort of fell to the left, but then flew to the right. He's the best cop. And bang! He just fucking delivers it, like. I think that side of the family is well cast. That you can believe them being brothers, and you definitely believe him being his dad. Fucking just jumps out the fucking window. But see, even there, he jumps out the window one way, and when it cuts to the other side, he's on his other side, and there's no way he has time to twist in that shot. Handcuff run. I don't think £12 bad, especially free postage, for a poster that's like 27 years fucking old. It's like fucking hell. Again, Cops are coming for you. Call them. I mean, the cat's out the bag now. So, when me talking over the podcast and the film, all over there, did his dad know that he was alive? Has he been living in the cabin all this time? Yes, because he's seen him out the car. It's the guilty thing. His son's a crazy bastard. And going back to the start of the movie, there goes in the water again. So there we go. Big action ending, boat chase coming. I mean, if you're doing a runner from the cops on the river, I suppose once a helicopter's involved, you're pretty screwed. What chase is on? You would just follow him, wouldn't you? I mean, surely the police, surely you would just follow him. There's no point having a river, like, He's not going to get away from you. I mean, it's a police boat, so it's going to have more petrol. It's going to be well tuned for the day. Just follow, but we're going to get a smash and grab ending. I like the score. Crack the Malik. Here we go. A little bit of a man-made waterfall. Again though, pretty cool stunt. That is anyway, that's just fucking class. Hope his boat is sinking. So yeah, this film's nearly finished. We're going to get it, it's early on. The bad guy comes back for one last thing after you think he's dead, but fuck me, Bruce Willis got off that board fucking quick, didn't he? Jesus. Fucking double axe handle the face there. Oh, get some kidney punches in there. Fucking crazy character. Who's number one? Where did that train come from, eh? I might have foreshadowed that train. It was my call on that one. Seen it coming for a little bit. Again though, you look at like where you save time, especially if you're adding in content and you need to trim back from somewhere. There you go. Oh fucking hell, train. So oh, handcuffs over, and we're going to get a double fall off the bridge, which should be a real stunt, which is pretty impressive. That was not an easy landing for either of them. So you think he's getting choked out here. Ooh. Fucking headbutts underwater. Jesus fuck. So he's choked him out. So he's handcuffed underwater and he still managed to win. Sure on IMDb says you can see one of the divers behind him. I'm going to keep an eye out here. So Bruce Willis, he's always a fan of that. Coming out of the water and being in slow motion, like grasp at air. Probably held it on a bit too much here of Bruce Willis, like it's a little bit too long. Oh, here comes a taser. Shock ending. See, I approve that. I mean, Land Shark, but that, who's the best cop now? Electrocute him in the mouth and all that, yeah? And Bruce Willis just looks like he's shaved his head off. Bruce Willis looked like a Minority Report there. So I can't see. It must have been before when they were fighting in the water. You can see the probably watching on a bigger screen and stuff like that, but I couldn't see it. Bruce Willis is the king of just looking like and having the worst day ever. See again here, this scene where he's just like, yeah, it was a real shit. He's a real shithead, actually. Left-hander, Bush. So they're World War Romance. There we go, big cuddle. big kiss. St. Tom and Howard. There you go. Grandkids, he's going to take on the kid, he's going to get his life back. He's probably reinstated. I mean, again, he must be reinstated there. It's the whole, he's got the detective suit on again, and just that little detail of his badge, he's back. He looks happier. There we go. I think this is the end of the movie and the podcast. Dun 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 dun. Tom Hardy. Dennis Farber. So yeah, that was Striking Distance podcast that I was telling you about. You know, I was telling you, like, you visit movies, saves you buying other movies, and what have I done? I went and bought the fucking quad poster. Bob the cat himself. I remember that the other night. The cat was called Bob, and he even got him credit. Class when they credit the animals. But yeah. So this will have no hidden content. I'm just going to skim forward. One thing I want to point out. Watching movies on the PlayStation, like, X sometimes stops the movie, sometimes it's O, and it's just like, well, is it X or O? It changes. But when you put it down, sometimes you'll be like watching a movie and then all of a sudden it'll be dead fast and you think, what the fuck's wrong there? And obviously it'll just take that one little tight up and that's it. So I've been Steve Monkey Mason. Hope you like the channel, podcast. There's loads of podcasts. A solo throwaway one, this one. This has been Striking Distance, a movie that should get a Blu-ray UK release. Hopefully we'll get to the bottom of what was different. I want to check out Oliver Harper, see if he's done a video on this. It seems the right time and era for Oliver to do stuff like that, but the idea that it had additional content in the story and different ending and stuff's intriguing. Had it since big box VHS from back in the day. I want it on DVD and longing for a Blu-ray release. Even like a steelbook would be pretty good. But again, if it was reissued now, like we've seen with what's happened in, looks like America and stuff like that, Sarah Jessica Parker's been added to the cover because of the time till people rediscover the movie. But yeah, thanks for listening. See you in the next podcast.